Negotiations have continued in Vestal as the Teachers Association and school district try to work out a new contract for teachers. 12 News' Daniel Curran learned the state of negotiation and what's next.
The Vestal Teachers Association and school district have remained in negotiations as the two work to compromise a new contract for the VTA. The sides have spent a year in negotiations as the latest VTA contract expired in June of 2024. Superintendent Clifford Casson and the school district sent the latest official proposal last week.
We're looking at making sure that we can have a sustainable district going forward. And when you have a 3 or 4 year contract, you got to make sure that you can cost that contract out for those additional years. And you have to do a lot of projections with finances to make sure you can cover those contracts.
According to documents received by 12 News on Friday, the school district proposed salary increases ranging from 3 to 4.5% over the next 4 years, with the VTA maintaining a stance of 4 to 4.5% increases over the next 3 years.
The Vestal teachers have a history of excellence and long distinguished ourselves as meeting the needs of our students and working towards whatever the challenges are that students have to help them be successful.
Other subjects the two sides remain in negotiations on include workload for the VTA president, monthly meeting schedules, and more. These are differences both sides hope to mend soon.
We're hoping that we can reach an equitable agreement with our employer. There's plenty of things that we agree on. There's room to build a path forward. We just have to agree to proceed that way.
The two sides are set to meet again on Tuesday, February 25th to discuss the latest proposal and continue negotiations. Daniel Curran, 12 News, Broome County.